video, I want to discuss what wokeness means, because this is what brought it home for me when I was trying to understand what the fuck is wrong with the entire world right now. Hello comrades. For a long time, I had a feeling something was wrong with our society. Recently, it all came together. The problem is called wokeness. And yes, it's full of cringe. Welcome to my channel. Here we will discuss relevant and disturbing cultural issues, but at the end I will give you something positive, something elevant. That means uplifting, so you do not feel any more depressed about the crazy world that you already are living in. For the last few years, I have felt like something was off. People were getting offended about literally everything, and all of a sudden, things that were obvious, we were suddenly not allowed to talk about, like the fact that, let's see, obesity is terrible, only women can give birth, countries have borders for a reason, people must earn their keep, skin color is irrelevant, and only the winners of anything get a trophy. These seemingly basic concepts somehow became heresy, and a new way of thinking emerged, where these concepts are turned upside down. This happened while I was too busy doing productive things like raising a family, growing as a person, and as a dancer and business owner, and generally being a good member of society. So I was not paying that much attention, but I'm paying attention now, because this poisonous ideology has taken roots and is ready to destroy it all. So what exactly is wokeness? Well, first of all, a lot of other prominent YouTubers have already described this in more detail, so I will link their videos in case you are ready for a deep dive. But I will give you a brief summary about what the woke ideology is and how it is destroying the world as we know it. Originally, the word woke came into the mainstream in 2014 after Michael Brown was killed by police, as a catchphrase for Black Americans to be aware of threats to their identity and to police brutality. It became a way of saying you are for social justice and you're pushing for it, but this goes way back. The whole ideology of woke rests on postmodern principles of Marxism, socialism, and communism, which are political doctrines that present people divided into categories of oppressor and oppressed, with the majority of people falling into the category of oppressed peoples. This theory has spread like wildfire, especially in college campuses, being pushed along by socialist-type academics. Like its relative, cancel culture, and branching off of political correctness, the woke ideology attempts to claim that our entire set of Western values is wrong and must be destroyed. Wokeness ideology also piggybacks on postmodern douchebag philosophers such as Jacques Derrida and Michel Foucault, who wanted to deconstruct everything. Derrida focused on language, while Foucault focused on power dynamics. This philosophical dumpster fire branches out into many areas such as feminism, queer theory, and critical race theory. But the woke pick and choose what works for them and toss out the rest as they see fit. They're also keen on critical theory, which is not a real scientific theory, but rather some social science nonsense that focuses on tearing down society as we know it. Basically, the socialist academics are teaching the students that unless they are a straight white male, they fall into a category of people that are oppressed, which does not really make sense since colleges are mostly run by women. Trust me, I know, I teach them. So basically, if you are woke, you will believe that anyone that is not a straight white male is somehow oppressed by our Western society. Women, people of any color that is not white, except Asians because they're like really smart, people that are not straight, etc. And then if you're woke, you will become active in seeking justice for all of these oppressed peoples. For example, if I work hard to earn a degree or build a business, and I happen to make more than you, who spent your years doing questionable things, I should be taxed more than you, so it evens out the playing field. Wait, that's communism. Yup. Another example, The woke believe that people of color deserve to get into college, not on their academic merit, but because of their color, to again even the field. This is happening in colleges across America. But wait, that's kind of racist. Yeah. The woke and the proponents of critical theory love the concept of intersectionality, which is an analytical framework for understanding how aspects of a person's social and political identity combine to create different modes of discrimination and privilege. Examples of these aspects include gender, caste, sex, race, sexuality, disability, physical appearance, and height. Or in other words, how many ways can I be a victim? But the woke do not believe you can be racist against white people. Why? Because they say so. Except there are a few problems with this whole woke idea. Let me bullet point it. 1. Women are now a majority when it comes to attending college and also as being in positions of faculty and administration. 2. At least in America, there are already laws that forbid discrimination on the basis of race, sex, or sexual orientation when it comes to getting a job, buying a home, or any other important thing you do. 3. The whole idea of police violence against people of color is being entirely exaggerated. In reality, people of color commit more crimes against their own than anybody else, basically. And the violence often happens because of resisting arrest. Don't take into account that countless crimes against white people have been committed by people of color. Because, that is logic and facts. And logic and facts are super, super racist. Are there bad cops? Sure. There are bad actors in any organization. Guess what? The best way to avoid being killed by police is do not do crimes. 4. The pay gap between men and women is also mostly false. Hey, I know this for sure. When I was in the military, I made the same exact amount my male counterparts made in the same rank. In the civilian world, this still stands true. The studies that are cited to say that women make less than men do not take into account many important variables. Like, hours per week worked, years on the job, the types of jobs women really like to focus on, and how many women prefer to spend more time with their family. Of course, this does not apply to all women, but as a general rule, most women tend to pick jobs that are based around taking care of people, and most men tend to choose jobs that are more focused on the financial gain. Again, this is not 100%, but it is a majority rule. 5. The woke really focus on the rights of transsexual people. While I believe that anyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, this whole woke ideology is trying to say that trans rights are more important than the right to keep kids safe, like, in bathrooms. Or also to not allow kids to make medical decisions that can alter their life forever. On that note, if you're woke, you are supposed to believe that a biological male that transitions to female is allowed to compete in female athletics. I don't know about you, but I am not down with that. If my daughter has a chance at an athletic scholarship for track or something and a boy takes it from her, I'm going to be pretty mad. Also, I probably won't send my daughter to college because the woke ideology has been such a virus that basically has destroyed academic training as I know it. Also, they insist that if a child proclaims that they are trans, they should immediately be assisted in changing their gender by the use of chemical hormones in surgery. Well, when I was 10, I truly believed that I was a mermaid. I am glad my parents did not affirm my identity by demanding to have my legs removed and attaching a huge fishtail and then throwing me in the ocean. Although they probably thought about it because I was truly a pain in the ass as a child. 6. Due to the prevalence of woke ideology, many corporations are now making their employees take diversity and inclusion trainings where white people are ashamed and made to apologize for being white. I don't know about you, but I think that is racist as fuck. Okay, let's get out of the bullet points valley and have a talk. make a group of people feel like they're oppressed, so they rise up. That's great, but it's really not. Nobody is great because of their skin color, gender, or sexual identity. People become great because of merit. That means that they do great things, or they don't. As far as I know, here in America, any person is able to do as much or as little as they want and still survive or thrive. Our welfare system cares for disadvantaged populations. There are already plenty of quotas in place, so companies cannot discriminate on the basis of sex, race, or religion orientation. So what do the truly woke want? Well, as far as I know, they want equality of outcomes, not equality of opportunities, because we already have that. And that is not going to end well. That means everyone gets a trophy, and the trophy becomes worthless. And that's not how life works. And that is what is truly scary about wokeness. If you raise every child to believe they are a special and unique snowflake without having to do the work, eventually we won't have any engineers, medical doctors, or any other highly trained professionals. And the world as we know it will collapse into a complete idiocracy and a heaping pile of shit. IDIOCRACY, by the way, is my favorite movie that was supposed to be a comedy and became a cautionary tale. I strongly recommend you watch it. To those that defend the woke ideology, I ask you, has life ever been fair? Is nature fair? Of course not. Some are born more lucky than others. Some people are smarter. Some people are prettier. Some people are born rich. Some people are born in countries that are more affluent. But that is life, and for centuries, people born disadvantaged have found their way to the top by working hard, overcoming prejudice, obstacle, hate, and all sorts of difficult things. All of these people were not born with a silver spoon, yet they scraped and clawed and worked day after day to become their best selves. They did not get there by quotas of inclusion or by proclaiming their victimhood. They are like honey badgers who just did not give up. And just like a honey badger, I will fight against these ridiculous woke ideas. People need to toughen up, get their priorities straight, and do the work, the actual work. If you're too busy dyeing your hair blue, hanging out with your polyamorous 7 partners, and figuring out what gender you want to be tomorrow, you won't have any time left to actually go to, work or school. Anyway, that's the woke delusion. The utopic idea that all people deserve the same outcomes despite of any effort they put in. Wait, that's communism. Well, yeah, that's the point. Part of life, part of the human condition is to suffer, to have hardships, and to overcome them. And if you never are allowed to do that and you're just given everything just because you're a great, special and unique, beautiful snowflake, then when you grow up, you're going to act like a toddler. As the last couple of generations in America have grown up in an extremely coddled environment, those in the upper and middle classes without any real problems, they have been easily manipulated by these ideas. And now they are entering the workforce and demanding to get their way, like toddlers, Marxist toddlers, that cannot adult or accept personal responsibility. Okay, that was dark enough. I promise you something uplifting. I call it Elevant. Recently, my family and I rediscovered the beauty of horseback riding. We have gone on a few rides, and I now volunteer at a local stable as well. Horses are truly amazing creatures. They will take away your pain if you give them the chance. If you spend some time to get to know them, they will also take away any other worries you have. After you have been on a very nice horse ride, when you dismount for a break and that beautiful creature puts their head on your chest, nothing else matters. It's the best feeling ever to have a bond like that with one of these beautiful creatures. I I absolutely recommend to anyone watching, go on a horse ride, and if you have family, take them. Kids take to learning horseback riding very easily. Husband and I are super in love with the horses we have been riding, so we're actually taking lessons at the stable so we can become better riders. I hope you found that relevant and uplifting. What do you find uplifting and relevant in this crazy, crazy clown world? I'd love to hear what inspires you. And subscribe if you like, and also like the video, hit all the buttons. I love you, bye.